Well, you can be an important team member for our community. Joining us today to tell us more, Executive Director of the Area American Red Cross, Olivia Lusher, and to tell us about disaster action team training that's coming up. So thanks for joining us, Olivia.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, these are important volunteers, aren't they? And this training that's coming up might fit a lot of different areas for people, and they might be really interested.
Absolutely. So Saturday the 28th, it's actually the first time we've done something like this. We call it Zero to Hero. And the idea is just bring community members in. Some of them may be current volunteers, or some may just be curious of how to get plugged in. But it's pretty much a day of training. And when you walk away, you'll be ready to go and help your community. So it's really a community event, but also just training up local people who want to volunteer.
And there's so many different areas, right? I mean, you just don't have to think, well, I have to do a blood drive or I have to do some kind of disaster. There's all kinds of areas, right?
Absolutely. You know, we have 5 lines of service that we go into the community and help support. We started with disaster action team because, you know, we cannot prevent all the disasters, but what we can do is make sure the community is helping community members. And that's why we started with the disaster action team training specifically, because when that disaster strikes, you want your neighbor, you want your friend, you know, someone you know from church or work to help you during the time of need. So it's really about empowering our neighborhoods.
Right, and sometimes we see the big disasters, the hurricanes and things far away, but we do have local flooding, we have tornadoes, we have fires, all those kind of things, right? And that's what the kind of thing you're talking about?
Absolutely. This could be deployment out if someone chose to, but this is really neighbors helping neighbors. So our goal is that, you know, when something happens in Lima, it's your neighbor and your friend and your colleague coming to your rescue, and then we come in and support. So we're hoping through this experience, just training up and making sure everyone feels ready to be called when needed.
Right, yeah, and the more volunteers you have, the better it is, right? Because who knows how many you need to spread out and what you need to do.
Absolutely. I mean, if we even look in the last 3 to 6 months, we've had flooding, we've had fires, the wildfires, we've had all sorts of things nationally, but we have a number of, unfortunately, fires locally. And living in this Northwest Ohio and Northeast Indiana, our winters are terrible, and flooding and just different things. So we can't prevent natural disasters, but we can empower people to feel protected.
Right, yeah, and that's what we're trying to do, empower people to help out and make everyone feel better. I mean, you must hear really great reviews from people who are part of these teams and the satisfaction that they get helping out their neighbor.
We actually had a volunteer appreciation dinner last night. Roughly 90 people attended, and it is just so humbling to hear how neighbors are helping neighbors, because sometimes it's in people's darkest days of just losing everything they have and knowing that you know, your fellow man is there to just comfort you, whether it's, you know, making sure you're getting into a hotel or sheltering, or us providing food or providing some money, just to feel like you're not helpless. So it's a long day on Saturday, and maybe it doesn't fit for your schedule. Even if you can just stop in and meet us and hear what it's about, and then we can find time to train you. But we wanted to give the opportunity of basically like an open house and say we can put a lot of training in this day and walk away as a DAP member.
Right, yeah, exactly. All right, so again, that is coming up this Saturday, January 28th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at our chapter house here in Lima. Olivia, thanks very much for coming today and joining us, telling you about it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, don't go away. Noon Edition continues in a moment.